Hello my fellow hunters and welcome to my second part of the elemental Switch X morph from Monster Hunter Wilds version 1.0. This will change with future updates, excluding the Artian weapons. I'm currently testing all the elemental weapons, so these are going to be 5 different videos. In this video I'm not including gameplay of the Ice Switch X, which I'm going to make research, because I already uploaded in the morning a double Switch X run, including my Hirabami Switch X or Ice Switch X versus Ajarakan. It is Ajarakan has water and ice weakness, but I like the Hirabami Switch X a bit more like the Uftuna one, or the water Switch X's, so because it is like one of my favorite Switch X's, and that's why I used ice instead of water, and still a strong hit zone, like 20 ice hit zone and 25 water hit zone, so it's still decent damage. So you can check out this video if you want to see some gameplay of the Ice Switch X. And first of all, I choose the ice element as second element. Also want to mention, for those who doesn't have seen the first video, the element isn't gonna be meta because the damage output is pretty low. It's only like 10 up to 15% of your entire damage come from the element. In Sunbreak it was like 30% of your damage came from element, or even more depending on the hit zone. And yes, so keep in mind that is only these are not any meta weapons or so, it's just for research reasons. Yes, also the Artian weapons are, the elemental ones are a lot stronger, hence you can hit like 600 element or so on them. Okay, so about the Ice Switch X. I'm still going to show you these Switch X's because currently we didn't have any layered weapons, and if you still want to use elemental Switch X with the best design, or you prefer design over damage or what else, this video is going to be interesting for you. So we're gonna start via element and ice. By the way, we didn't have a sleep Switch X until yet, for whatever reason. Didn't know Devon or Scylla sleep weapon or Gravia sleep weapon, I don't know why, but okay. So we only have one Ice Switch X, as you can see here. So that's why. The second video is about ice. For the second element, only one Switch X. It's about just the Hirabami. Make sure to use great dung pots, because they are triple Hirabamis. So the fight is a little bit easier to form them. You have to kill Chindahat, and only Hunter symbol 1 needed, and you can get the Chindahat ice gem just searching via SOS flare investigations with the gem. So I have to say that this weapon for me personally was one of the easiest one to craft, because for a lot others you need Hunter symbol level 3, that's like 6-star investigation or 7-star investigation and 5 monsters of them, so this weapon is kind of easy to craft. About this weapon in general, stuff I like about the stats is that it is an elemental vial, so it's easy to charge, but power vials maybe are more stronger in this game, because the raw damage output is in general has higher percentage, so I think power vials are stronger, but okay, elemental vial is still good. The base raw is pretty good. They all have the same amount of slots. I like the sharpness, so you didn't really need handicraft. If you want, you can use Master's Touch if you have a huge amount of sharpness loss, but I think it also works without Master's Touch. So you can start in if you want. It doesn't really make a difference, but for comfortable use, for comfortable reasons, you can swap a deco in, but I didn't really calculate it for the deco, so should also work without. And the equipment skills are entire garbage. Airborne is absolutely garbage, because they made the playstyle for Switch X, it's entirely grounded. All the best skills, the best damage combos are entirely grounded combos, and focus is kind of useless because it doesn't change your combos like I explained before. Equipment is the entire garbage. So I think in general the best switch axes are this one with crit boost and power prolonger. Yeah, so also the element is not really high, 200 element. There are like better ones, should be at least 250, but okay. Not really, for elemental fire it is very low, element only 20, so okay. Now about the morph. I am going to make a DPS check in the training room with a special mod I'm using. Yeah, so this is about the hirabami switch X. Here you can see the base damage output is calculated by the current meta set, which is 2-piece full gore, 2-piece gore, with max out antivirus, maximum might and weakness exploit, also agitator 3 and a weight extender and 1 level of burst, which is currently like the meta set most people are using. Here you can see a table with the DPS changes. This is the base DPS, and that's how much the DPS you have if you connect to the level at the top rows. So for example, if you're using attack boost level 5, you have 141 DPS, and if you have crit damage level 4, you have exactly the same damage output, or it's even stronger. So crit damage 4 is stronger than attack boost 5 and what else. So made it a little bit more easier. I prepared a second table like here, and this shows you the skill efficiency per 1 slot. So all skills here are available as 1 slot skill, which made it a lot more easier to calculate. And they're like this Decos here, which a little bit stronger because they are like 4 skill points on a level 3 decoration. So it doesn't really make sense to use at all a level 3 power prolonger decoration, because you can also have 3 levels of power prolonger and the additional skill, like you've seen here. Like when I go to my switch X and going to look for the first decoration, you can see that for the level 3 decans we also have enhancer and paired with handicraft or paired with other skills. So never really makes sense to use this deco at all unless you didn't have the other ones. So this is just divided into their respective level or skill level, and the last ones is like just the damage output if you're using this decoration, and then divide it into 3. It is because it's like 4 different skills, but only 3 slot decoration, and that's the reason why they are like the most efficient one. And you can see here first that this is only a damage difference of 0.1%. So to be honest, it doesn't really matter if you use elemental slash power prolonger jewel or a power prolonger or elemental attack jewel, because they're almost the same. Doesn't really make a big difference, but under specific circumstances I recognized that I personally would prefer power prolonger over element. And there are several reasons, because for example, let's imagine a monster is currently sleeping and you have bombs, and you put with your friends together all the bombs, like 6 or 7 bombs, what else, and if you're currently amped, you can do a full release slash on the sleeping monster, which is absolutely satisfying. And if you doesn't have power prolonger, you're maybe not amped and you're not able to do the satisfying move, and that's why I absolutely prefer power prolonger over elemental attack. Also explaining later why elemental attack is kinda weak, and we didn't really make a use of a lot of elemental decos. Also made all the possible combinations we can make. In general, I have to say that compared to all of this, it doesn't really matter too much which combination you are using of these 5, because the DPS difference is only like 1 DPS, and to be honest, it is like only in percent, like 0.5% DPS difference, so it doesn't really matter. So if you doesn't have a critical damage decoration, it's not too large problem. You will only lose like 0.5% DPS, and you can still use power prolonger or elemental attack jewels. As you can see, these are the three main skills we're sniping for: critical damage, elemental attack, and power prolonger. These are, like you can see here, the most powerful ones. After the first decoration, for the second and third slot, you can see definitely that critical damage is by far the strongest one, and elemental damage is, yeah, kinda weak. Even power prolonger is stronger than element. So priority is this first, on the first decoration, then critical damage, how much you want, and power prolonger, and after this the element. Attack boost and critical eye is kinda weak, so never made use of them at all. Doesn't make any sense. These are the different combinations. Red is the first slot, the 3 slot size. Yellow is the second slot with a 2 slot size, and the third one is green with a 1 slot size. So here you can see all the different combinations. It is very easy to recognize that the best, mathematically the best combination is this one. On the first deco, power prolonger / element jewel, with on the other 2 slots both are critical damage. You're ending up getting 147.78 DPS. You can also swap the decos. You can also use an element / power prolonger jewel with also critical damage level 3 or critical boost level 3. So it's only 0.8% less, 0.8 less DPS. But that's why I already explained you that it's for most situations better to have more power prolonger. But depending on the decorations if you have, let's say you only have this decoration, you can also use this one. There's also a combination like maxed out critical damage with 1 level of power prolonger, so completely ignore element. And yes, this is kinda one of the weaker combinations, but the difference isn't too large compared to the other ones. Yes, so these are the 2 ones I most recommend, depending on the decorations you have. Okay. Also, max out power prolonger with element and only 1 critical damage isn't that strong compared to the other ones. Yes, so these 2 are the best combinations. Like here, for my personal use, I've used an Enhanger / Frost jewel and 2 critical jewels. Let's check the weapon stats. It's like 240 ice attack. Yes. Now we're going to a training area, and I just show you how much percentage of our... yes, here. How much percent of our DPS comes from the element. I said it's about estimated to be like 10 up to 15%. Let's just go to a dummy, and at the top of the screen you will see how much percent the element damage will be. So currently it is 15%. Let's do some other hits. Going to amp state. Now it's only 12%. It's going to do some other attacks as well. Okay, it's going to be currently 9%, 9.7%, 10%. Yeah, so it's about 10%, okay? We made now almost 50 hits, and it's only 10%, so it's going to change the area again to get the DPS counter reset, and then I will going to swap the decoration. It will be estimated to be the same DPS, but only the amount of elemental damage will change. So go back to the training area and change the decoration. Yes, so DPS check is reset. Go to the camp, change decoration. The first one into Frost / Enhanger jewel, which is... didn't have one. Am I stupid? Ah, this one. Frost / Enhanger. So you can see now we have 300 instead of 240 ace attack. We're going to do the same combinations again. So currently it's like 13.9 elemental damage. Okay, made a 10.1%, 11%, 11.1%. Okay, so you can see the difference is only 1% of your elemental damage. In this case, I would recommend to go with Enhancer / Frost Rule. This is kind of weird, but it is because they made the multiplayer a lot worse, and the priority, which I explained in my last YouTube post about the elemental damage. They changed the priority because the elemental fire doesn't scale as good as before. The elemental fire only scale with the base element, which is 200 on this weapon. That's why it's so weak. Yeah, so I'm going to continue with the other elements in the following up video. Sorry because for the gameplay I didn't have that multiplayer one because I also didn't have too much free time. Thanks for listening. What else? See you next time.